Greetings and welcome to Thursday Thoughts. Today I'd like to share with you 3 gestures that have become significant to me. Now that might sound kind of funny because there's some not nice gestures, but in this case they're very significant gestures in my mind and in my life. And so I'd like to share those with you really quickly. The first one is, many of you know that when I was a little girl, my name wasn't Christy, it was Christy. Christy, you're always in trouble. Christy, what are you doing? Why are you doing that again? And that was the image that I had, this pointing finger at me, pointing finger. And I remember one night when I was in middle school looking up to heaven to see what God looked like when he was looking at me. And I saw this pointed finger going, and so that was a very significant wound in my life. And God replaced it. He replaced it with a beckoning, the finger going, come here, come to me, Christy. Come to me, all of you who are weary and heavy laden, including you, Christy, you know. And that just meant so much to me. And I remember when I was about 10, my dad pushed me off his lap and said, you're just too big and too old to sit on my lap. And that really hurt. And I remember the Lord whispering in my ear, you can always come and sit on my lap. Come here, Christy. Come here. Sit on my lap for that comfort. And that symbol has meant so much to me. So when I see people doing, come here, it just means so much because it means you're wanted, you're loved, you're cared for, you're accepted. And that's what the Lord has beckoned to me with that little finger of come here. The second gesture I want to share with you, I just heard from Sheila Walsh. She was sharing it. If you remember, she's one of the Women of Faith speakers and has that beautiful accent. I love that. And she was talking about how COVID and being isolated has so affected her. And she said she just needed to go outside one day. And she went outside and she found herself just lifting her hands up, just lifting her hands up. And she said she realized it wasn't to worship, although she does that, but it was more like saying, Father, pick me up. Like her little boy used to do when they went on a walk and he'd get tired. And he's put his hands up and he'd say, Mommy, pick me up. And she just went outside the other day and she just did that. Father, pick me up. I'm so tired in this whole COVID situation. I'm so tired of the isolation and the negativity that envelops you in this whole situation. And so she just went outside and put her hands up. So the other day I went outside and just put my hands up and said, Father, just lift me up, lift me up. It felt so good. I hope it means something to you too. And if I see you in your backyard doing that, it's okay. I'm with you. The third one is a little bit more direct and powerful or potent. It comes from 2 Corinthians 4:10. And it talks about taking every thought captive. And so I was reading in Sparkling Gems where Rick Renner is talking about what the word captive means. See, I know that verse, and I've tried to keep every thought captive. And to me, I picture that I'm capsulating it in my brain. I'm capturing it, but it's still in my brain. And so he said, no, this word comes from what the Romans used to do when they captured slaves or people who are criminals. They captured them. They took them captive. And the way they did it was with a very sharp spear. And they would put it in their captive's back. And they would push them forward with it. And the captive knew that if he went to the left or to the right or did anything out of the ordinary, the Roman soldier could just spear him with that very sharp, pointed spear. And I thought, oh my goodness, that is such a better picture for me. When my thoughts get a little bit wild, I need to spear them, not encompass them, but spear them. And if they try to take me any further, I need to just poke that spear in them. And I know it sounds violent, but it's a lot more effective in my mind for those thoughts that I need to take captive. So I just wanted to share those things with you. They're things from different times in my life and different situations, but they came together with my thinking that the 3 gestures, come to me. And then, Lord, lift me up. And then the pointed spear, capture, take it captive, those thoughts that try to destroy you, because the devil has so many schemes against you. God's blessings. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye.